Good morning, world, from Jeff's Little Engine Service. So we have a common RYOBI pressure washer with a Honda engine, so that's a good thing. And it has a Honda engine, GCV 160, one of my favorite engines. Pretty easy to work on, and they hold up really well. It's been in storage all winter. The owner took it out to start, and he finally got it started, but it will only run with the choke on. So as soon as you push the choke in, it dies. So what that tells me is that we have a plugged up carburetor, which is really common after a piece of equipment has been in storage for a while. So let's clean out the fuel system on this and unplug the carburetor. So I've already tried taking off the float bowl, and I cleaned out the gas tank and refilled it, but it still has the same symptoms. Won't run with the choke off. So let's go ahead and shut off the fuel and get into the carburetor. Well, as I said, I've already cleaned out the fuel line and the gas tank. Let's get after this. So this is my 10mm socket. You can remove those two bolts and you're already in business here. Now be careful, some things are going to fall when you take this cover off. There's a hose over here that you have to disconnect. Pull off that hose, and there you go. So don't lose your gasket here, like I almost did. So you do have a gasket here, don't lose that. Goes on like that. Let's take the fuel line off. Let's give it a little twist here. Going to have a little gas spill out, but we shut off the valve, so not too much. Okay, so what you want to do to get the carburetor off the linkages is basically you just rotate the carburetor this way. And if you're careful, you can work these off one by one. And you have a spring there. There you go, your carburetor's free. Don't lose your parts back here. So sometimes this black plastic spacer falls off, sometimes it doesn't. And then you do have a gasket here. Alright, so let's open up this carburetor. Unplug it. There's a couple areas that we'll definitely need to focus on. One is underneath this little screw here, and the other is up inside the carburetor. Basically that's where your slow jet is located, and your main jet is located up in the carburetor. So let's go ahead and get our 10mm here. You can see it's pretty clean in there. I already cleaned it out, but all I did was take the float bowl off. I didn't clean out up into where the main jet is, up into there, and I also didn't clean out the pilot jet. So sometimes you get lucky just cleaning out the float bowl. So this is the float hinge pin, and this is your float, and on your float you have your little float valve. That's a pretty important little piece there. It's always a good idea to replace it, but you don't have to replace it every time unless it's gone bad, but usually they're good for quite a while. You can see in the inside of the carburetor here we're all nice and clean as well. Oh boy, that sucker's tight. Oh damn, usually they're not that tight. Well, I'm not going to fight with it. So let's take out our vice grips here. There we go. Yeah, I think we got it. They're usually not that tight. Okay, so if you look down in there, you can see a very, very small hole. I mean, it's smaller than a needle tip almost. And that needs to be cleared out. That's your slow jet passage. I use real thin wire like this, just regular old electrical wire. Sometimes I have to go to a smaller gauge like this to poke down through it. Just depends on how small that hole is, but it's usually quite small. Now when this slow jet is plugged, one of the main symptoms is difficult starting, and you probably will have to have your choke on for your motor to run if this is plugged. So let's go ahead and take care of that first. Alright, I think I got it through. Yep. Doesn't take much. Something the size of a speck of salt can plug this up. You usually have to have a magnifying glass to see down in there, at least if you're old like me, you do. Alright, now that we've cleared that out, we need to get out the main jet. And in order to do that, you have to have a long, skinny screwdriver. And you can see the jet down in there. You actually have your jet and your nozzle down in there, I believe. Both will have to come out. Be very careful when taking this apart. It's very easy to strip because it's a brass jet down in there. So that's about as far as it'll screw out. You have to turn it upside down, kind of bang it a little bit. Oh, there it goes. So this is what your main jet looks like. And it can get plugged too. This one doesn't look like it's plugged. And then you still have your nozzle up in here. Sometimes it'll just come right out. Sometimes you have to get into the carburetor and push down on it for it to pop out. But that's what it looks like. A lot of teeny tiny holes that need to be cleared out on it as well, so you'll want to clean that. And you'll want to clean up inside that hole with some Q-tips just to make sure everything's good and spotless. Poke out these holes here. Every one of them. And of course, it should be clear all the way up through the center of it. And you'll also want to make sure that your main jet's nice and clear. Yep, clean all that out. Be careful not to stick anything sharp down into your float valve hole. You don't want to scratch anything down in there. Right, I think this carburetor is pretty clean, ready to go back together. And you'll want to blow out these holes too. All right, I think we're ready to go back together. So your pickup tube or your emulsion tube goes in like this. And then you have your main jet that goes in. Be careful not to And be careful not to strip things out. Tight, but not too tight. Put the float valve back in place. Whoa, where did he go? Dang it. There it is. Alright, put that back in place. Just like that. Oops. Didn't stay in place. And put that back in place like so. Careful not to let the float valve pop out. Put your pin back in. Now you saw when I took off the float bowl, the gasket stayed with the bowl. A lot of times it'll stay on the carburetor, but you just want to make sure it's not torn. Just want to make sure one more time. That we're cleared out with the slow jet. Yep, all good. Alrighty. See, wasn't that simple? We're done. Alright, now we just have to put this thing back on the way we took it off. Let's do it. Okay, so the first thing we do is put our linkages back on. I always put the spring on first. Okay. And then the choke. Just be careful that these linkages stay in place because they can pop out and you can break stuff. So there we go. We can hook up the fuel line. All right. There's what that's supposed to look like. It's kind of a tight fit, but you can get it on there. I'll move you guys to this side so you can get a better look at what I'm doing. So I will just work these bolts into the carburetor. Get them poked through enough to where I can put, and this is the way it goes in, like this. I just try to get it over the bolts. Now the gasket is being held in place by the bolts, and I can find the holes down in here. Get these bolts started up here. So just double check, make sure all your gaskets are lined up. And do be aware of this wire because it goes up above here. There we go. And I don't tighten this stuff up with that drill I have because it will strip things out pretty quick. So you want to secure these bolts pretty tight, but not too tight. I know, I'm always saying that. Tight enough to cinch down all the gaskets. not tight enough to strip it out. You catch my drift. And I'll just look down in here and make sure that the choke, and if you look down in there, you could see that the choke is operating, and the throttle is good. All right, we're ready to put this thing back together and test it out. Turn on the gas. Hopefully we won't have any leaks. You guys keep watch for me, would you? If we see any leaks, we have to start over. All right, let's turn on the water.